I want to introduce Mr. Eazi to the stage. Yay, come on now. Mr. Eazi is one of your flag carriers for the Nigerians worldwide. I bumped into him in London, in Coachella, New York, Los Angeles. He's really one of the creative ambassadors to the world, so please give him a very warm welcome. Mr. Eazi. Thank you for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
My first question, okay, is the one that's the most current. Is the whole continent, the whole world of music has been shook by the Lion King album and Beyonce's interest in Africa and using African artists, music and rhythms. Tell me how that happened. Tell me how excited you are. Tell me what the feedback is. Walk us through the process of how Beyonce chose to create this album.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. How you doing?
Come on.
Word.
Whoa. How you guys doing?
Nice. I think, first of all, it's just like you said, you mentioned, Nigeria has always, but even now more prominently become like the voice for not just music, but cultural exports out of Africa. And so it's not really a surprise that if you look at the project, you see there's so many Nigerian artists there, from Nigerian artists to Nigerian producers to Nigerian writers. If you're proud to be Nigerian, make some noise. Had her team reached out to my team when they wanted to start working on the project, and we knew that there were lots of, it was a very inclusive project with loads of artists from across Africa, and it's a blessing to see that, myself, I could make it there. Wizkid was able to make it there. Tiwa Savage was able to make it there. North Boy, Techno, Yemi Alade, and the reception has been beautiful. It's like African music, Nigerian music is bubbling under, and this is like bringing more attention. It's like, whoa, this is really happening. There's a song with Beyonce and Wizkid on a Lion King project. That's amazing.
It's beautiful. I remember about a year and a half ago, I was in London and someone said you had to come to someplace in London to celebrate a single that you just dropped. And, me being me, I just went in the taxi, and it was in the oddest
underground.
It was in the underground. I didn't know that anybody had permission to do that, but it was spectacular feeling.
Yeah.
It was amazing. And then the next time I heard about you is our team was saying Lagos to London.
Yeah.
Lagos to London.
Yeah.
Tell us about the creation of that project. Why is it so important for you to reach out to the rest of the world? What's going on here? Why Lagos to London? Why not Lagos to Calabar?
Okay, first off, I feel the dream of every creative is to share. And that's why I love creatives. At the beginning, you don't really care if you're making money. You don't really care. You just want to get what you're making. You just want to share your talent to the world. And so that's the reason why, for me, my first primary goal is to share my music, which is the primary thing I create, to the ends of the world. In fact, I want to make a project that's going to Japan, that's going to Afghanistan. I want to go as far as possible. I want to go to Antarctica. I want to go everywhere with the music.
You bring the vibes to Japan. I love for that to happen.
Yeah, bring the vibes everywhere. And it's already happening, And for me, the thought behind that project was, I'd made music that was heavily influenced by my stay in Lagos. And, from the production to to language, to everything. And I'd seen myself move, like physically, over the last 2 years to London, even to the point where I actually had to get an apartment in London. And I started making a lot of music in London, achieved a lot of successes in London. But one thing I found out was when I perform at a show in London, I'm performing different songs. And when I come to Lagos, I'm performing different songs. And I'm like, wait, what's going on here? It means my fans are not really in tune. And so I thought at this point I needed to make a project that represents where I am as a person and where I am as an artist, and bring my fans in Lagos and in London and put them together and say, hey, guys, this is where I am, listen to it. And it was beautiful to be able to make that project, and not just make the project, but literally take Lagos to London. And you guys were a huge part of that. Yeah.
We had a lot of fun with that. I wish there were images of a bus that we wrapped. It was hilarious and fun.
Yeah.
And it brought a lot of the vibes to London, all necessary. Be careful about getting that apartment in London. The next thing, you'll be paying taxes there, too. Listen, you know, Def Jam, in my past, I supported not just creative people like Jay-Z, but Rockefeller Records. Not Irv Gotti, Murder Inc., or the Rough Riders, DMX. I look at you not only as a creative artist, but also a fabulous entrepreneur.
Well, thank you.
And tell me about how you mix both being an artist and also working so hard to try to bring Nigerian infrastructure to the music business and building a business.
Yeah. I think it's very important to know that, you know, Nigeria has probably one of the youngest population right now in the world. And in every 5 kids you meet fresh out of university, maybe 2 want to be entrepreneurs. So we have like a very, very strong entrepreneurial spirit, especially amongst the women, you know. And I think I learned that from my mom and from my grandma, my 2 grandmas actually, entrepreneurs, very successful entrepreneurs in their own right. And it's been something I brought. And for me, it's always been, I never really wanted to do music. Music was never the plan. It was not even plan B, you know, but I happened to fall into music, and I saw that this is my talent, this is something I do. And I've always been thinking, how do I marry my passion of being an entrepreneur with the music? And that's what I've been obsessed with, trying to marry both, trying to bring my natural flair to the music and make it a business. And, you know, learning from, I watch all these documentaries, like we were chatting there, when you were chatting, I was actually watching a documentary where they were talking about you. And one thing I found out is there's a huge gap here in, let me just say, Nigeria, where there's a lot of lack of infrastructure. And who's going to build this infrastructure? If someone else comes to build the infrastructure for profit, they're going to end up selling the infrastructure to me, and I would have to pay at a premium. So it only makes sense, if I have the means, for me to be involved in building that infrastructure, not just because I want to help. Of course, I want to, in the process, I want to help, you know, emerging artists. I want to help my emerging community, but I would also be helping myself, you know, and that's why, for me, it's been very key to, you know, invest back and build this infrastructure, and that's what I've been trying to do in the past since November with emPawa-Africa.
Yes, emPawa. So my question to you is YouTube a friend to the creative community, artists, and entrepreneurs?
So, off the top of my head, there's one platform, and I'm not just, you've not paid me to do this, right? He's not paid me, by the way. He's not paid me to do this. There's one platform that has the least barrier to entry. So just imagine, for creativity, let's say there is an Alibaba, right? YouTube sits as a platform that has the lowest barrier to entry. Anybody here can upload content on YouTube and use YouTube as a means to reach the rest of the world. And the only barrier to entry maybe is data. That's the only cost, apart from the cost you use to create the content. And YouTube gives you, like for instance, let me give myself as an example. So just running you guys quickly. YouTube was one of the tools that helped me launch a global career. A lot of people wonder how I and my team, I decided to do music full-time July 22nd, 2016. And so if you look at it, it's about 3 years ago. And you wonder why we were able to, by God's grace, we were able to have this quick growth. It's because we used YouTube as a platform for our business. So when we put out those videos, we used advertising to reach the rest of the world. We went to the back end of YouTube to see what cities are watching our videos. Then we decided to tour based on the data. We knew that, 500,000 people are watching our video in New York. So we're going to go to New York. We're going to book a venue for 2,000 capacity. So if 500,000 people are watching us, by all means, 2,000 people will be able to come watch us to perform. And that's how I started touring. Before I started touring in Nigeria, I was touring globally. So I feel that's a typical example of how YouTube is a friend to Nigerian creatives, in that it's a platform for launching our business and reaching the rest of the world.
My prediction is that inside of 1 year, that Nigerian artists will be performing at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. I'm just making a projection. I truly believe that the momentum of what's happening out of Africa, and particularly Nigeria, cannot be stopped. And I'm so excited. I'm going to make sure I get, since Kevin Durant is coming to Brooklyn, I'm going to make sure I get tickets on the floor, so I'll be able to see you when you get to the Barclays Center.
Definitely.
Okay? So aside from what is making you excited about the Afrobeats and the discovery of new talent, and I want to just tell you that I feel that this is such a critical moment for the Nigerian music scene, that one of the things that makes us hugely excited is the discovery of new talent and helping new artists. And I know that's your passion. So I want to announce today on this stage with you that we're going to support emPawa with your 10 Nigerian new acts. Today we're going to support your 10 Nigerian new acts and help you break them. So thank you. Thank you for coming up with emPawa, and thank you for allowing us to be your partner in that.
I'd like to say, first off, I want to say thank you to, to YouTube and the platform for, coming as a partner for this. But one thing I wanted to mention quickly is part of the inspiration for emPawa-Africa was a YouTube channel, actually. The name of the channel is called Condzilla. And Condzilla is a Brazilian channel with over 50 million subscribers. And I happened to bump into Condzilla. And when I bumped into Condzilla, I saw this YouTube channel with 50 million subscribers. And I started looking at the videos, so much music from Brazil. And I was seeing videos on that channel doing 1.1 billion views. And so it occurred to me that Africa is separated along language lines: Francophone, Anglophone, Lusophone, Swahili, and the rest of that. But perhaps via YouTube, there can be a platform where music from all over Africa can unite, and emerging music from all over Africa can unite. And in that way, when I put up a video on emPawa-Africa and have all my fans go watch it, And when maybe Tiwa puts up a video on emPawa channel and all our fans go get it, the kid on the streets who has no video, who this is his first video, can also put up his video on that same channel and have the rest of the world watch it. So this is beautiful that, this is happening. And I want to say, thank you very, very much.
Super, super cool. Thank you to everybody here. We appreciate it. Thank you. Oh.